Okay, but now there's somebody out there on YouTube I was reading, and they were saying that we were already here. We wasn't brought here on slave ships. That we were already, and then we were descendants of Indians, right. As opposed to. So I don't know how true that is, but they put that out there, right. And you have a lot of people that's listening to Hebrew Israelites, right. And then listening to YouTube, right. And so that I think what happens is, don't we get kind of confused as to where we are or where we're supposed to be?
Right.
Can I touch on
you can. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's not exactly not true. So the thing about the Native American is we're the same people. Right. The slaves that were brought here across the Atlantic and the people that were here, the Native American Indians, were the same people. Okay. The people here were the 10 northern tribes of Israel that was cast off before the southern tribes, which is the Jews, Judah, Levi, and Benjamin, during the time of Salmanasar. They were the Most High put them away and sent them into slavery first. Okay. And then it's written in the book of Second Ezra how the natives got here, right? Okay. So it's the same people, both people Israelites, and both people still here. So some black people could be descendants of Native American Indians, okay, because they were colored, right, but they were also of different colors. Okay. There were still also the light-skinned ones. Okay. We'll read in Hosea chapters 7 and 8, I believe, it says that Ephraim, which is the head tribe of the northern kingdom, mixed amongst the nations and was a cake unturned. Meaning, if you don't turn the cake, it's dark on one side, light on the other. Right. So Ephraim mixed amongst the nations, so they have different looks.
And
so some
and variation in hues. Like if you put a cake in the oven, so to speak, and you don't turn it, the cake is going to vary in hues going to the other side. So that means that part of the nation was going to have variations in different hues and colors.
And it makes sense. It makes sense.
So real quick, because I said the part about Second Ezra, so I just want to wrap up what I was saying. So we can find the Native Americans coming into this land in the Bible. It's in the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13. It's highlighted. If you got it in yours, you can read it.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So that's what I was talking about. There was a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom. It became two kingdoms during the time of, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but during the time after Solomon, the kingdom was divided because of Solomon's sin. So the nation of Israel became a northern kingdom and a southern kingdom as a punishment for the sins of Solomon.
Okay, now this was all in Africa.
This is before going into Africa. We were there basically as sojourners. Okay. This is in Israel. That is truly the land we come from. Okay? So that land was really originally the people there, the Israelites. That's what we're bringing out. Were a people of color. We're black people. We're Negroes.
So isn't Israel part of Africa?
I would say it's part of the same continent.
It's
but
the same continent.
As we know it and talk about today, we separate a difference because when we talk about Africa, you think of that part, but it's the same thing.
It's part of Northeast Africa.
Northeast.
Okay.
Right.
Today they call it the Middle East, but that's Esau. That's the so-called white man's term for it. It's not the Middle East. It's part of Northeast Africa.
Northeast Africa. Right.
But it is but the Heavenly Father distinguishes it when you read the Bible different from Africa, even though it's part of Northeast Africa. It's connected. Right. Israel is connected to Africa.
Yeah, as you can
correct.
Say, yeah.
So we are not, as far as lineage and inheritance, Africans. Right. Or a better biblical term would be Hamites. Okay, we're not Hamites. The original Africans are Hamites. We are Shemitic.
Okay.
So even when you had Kanye West talking about I'm a Shemite, he's right. Yeah. He's right. We are Shemitic. Okay, but again, we're not connected to Africa as far as inheritance or lineage. Okay. So the Heavenly Father makes a distinction with that in the scriptures, which we can show you.
Okay. So that's how we got two kingdoms. So this is speaking of the northern kingdom that, as I was saying, was put away during the time of Salmanasar. So that's what he's reading. Okay. So keep going.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osei, the king whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters. And some came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves.
So real quick, so they were taken away into another land where they were serving under, this is the Assyrians. Shalmaneser was the king of the Assyrians. Okay, this is a roughly BC 700 and something, right?
7th century BC.
7th century BC time.
722.
So, okay, they're in that land, and now they're counseling amongst each other. They want to get up out of there and do something. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind
So,
dwelt.
see, and during this time, that whole side of the earth had been dwelt in. What we know as Africa, Europe, Asia,
Right.
people were residing there. What part of the earth wasn't known yet was the side we're on now. So they said we're going to go into, right,
Western part of the
right.
land.
So we're going to go into a land that never man dwelt, right?
Okay.
Okay, so, and when Columbus came, what they call it? The New World.
We had a new world, right?
Yeah, because nobody, and they were,
It's unexplored, yeah.
and they come and they're like, this is the New World, but people's here.
Yeah.
We're reading how those people got here. Okay.
That, verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
Mm-hmm.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For
So they left, they came down the Euphrates.
Right.
Okay.
For the Most High showed then signs for them and held still the flood till
So the flood is when you travel by water, you get what? Shaky seas, and you can be shipwrecked, and
Right.
all types of things can happen in the sea.
Right.
But the Most High say held still the floods. He made the waters smooth sailing for them.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
And real quick, also they came down Euphrates. The Euphrates, every river exits into an ocean. Right. So they came down
Right.
into the east side of Africa, and the trip was around Africa, and then the current takes you into the Americas. So it held still the floods. That's why it came down the Euphrates.
Okay. Hold
Right.
on. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Go ahead.
Keep talking.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
Namely of what?
Namely a year and a half.
So it was a year and a half journey. It was a year and a half journey to get here. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, this is really not all that big.
Oh, you got a map here. So,
Yeah, if you can show them.
Yeah.
You can keep it on your side.
yeah, I just
It'll
want
make it
to.
easier.
I wanted to
You
show
know
the
the
camera,
route.
but
Okay.
Oh yeah.
here it is. Here. Yeah, the Euphrates is right up in here.
Okay.
So they had to come out. What's this? The Gulf of Aqaba.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the Persian Gulf there,
Yeah, Persian Gulf.
Yeah.
Here.
and I think this is the Red Sea, is it?
Yeah.
Uh huh. I got a bigger one, but I don't have it on the card.
No, this is fine.
But they had to come out. I think they had to come out of here and come around Africa like this.
Right.
Understand?
Yeah.
And come up and through the Americas.
Okay,
Understand?
that way.
So it took them a year and a half to come out from the Euphrates River, come out this way, right? See, and come around Africa. So you would get a lot of scholars who would say that they came through the
Bering Strait.
Bering Strait,
Okay.
through Alaska and so forth, through the Bering Strait, and that's not true.
Okay.
They came this way, all right, around
Yeah.
Africa, and up, and then through time,
Dropped off.
the Caribbean Indian,
Right.
South American Indian, Central American Indian, they traveled up this way,
Okay.
up through, and then that's how you got the so-called Eskimos and so forth.
Right.
Those Indians came up through this way. They didn't come through the Bering Strait initially. They came around. We came around Africa
From
Israel.
From Israel.
From Israel.
But let me ask you.
And at that time, we were reading from not even Israel, first thing in Israel, from where they were captivated.
Okay.
But let me finish this because, and then
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
almost done.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
We're almost wrapping that up. So we brought the map out to show it. So
Okay.
they came down through Euphrates out that way and around Africa, and he just read it was a year and a half, right?
Okay.
Did you hear that part?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now keep going.
For through that country there
Through that
was
country.
a
Now,
great
real
way
quick,
to
I
go.
want to pause you on that. There will be people that want to scoff or want to debunk that this is talking about the Native Americans, because it says that they went through the sea, and they'll say, nah, it couldn't have been that because it went through that country, right? We just read they went through the country.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna go back in Second Ezra real quick. He's gonna stay there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna show you how that's not null and voiding the ocean trip.
Okay.
So in Second Ezra chapter 4 verse 15, it says, the floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. So this is just what's it called? It's a metaphor that the angel's giving Ezra about something totally different. But he's mentioning the sea wanting to take over the land, and the land wanting to take over the sea. And you know, the end story of that is it's not possible because God gave the sea its place and the land its place. But the point of going there was to show that the sea can be called a country as well. That's what I just read. So so it says that the floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, come, let us go up and subdue the woods and plain, that there also we may make us another country. So I just want to throw that in there because there's people that when the world don't want us to know these things.
Right.
So every different little thing, people will find something to attack. This is one that I've heard. That's why I brought it up.
Okay.
And Christ said that when the seed is sown, the wicked one comes along to try and take what's been sown.
Right.
So I just wanted to touch on that. So through that country. So it's talking about a trip through sea. This is how the Native Americans got here. Now I'll go back and finish it. The trip was a year and a half.
But let me bring out one point. I gotta bring out the point because
Okay.
now we said, remember they came out through the Euphrates River, right?
Right.
So through the Euphrates River, you have the Persian Gulf.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to show you here.
Right.
On this up.
Right.
The Persian Gulf we see is right here.
Right.
So they came out through the Persian Gulf.
Right.
And then came out through here, and you got the Gulf of Oman right there also.
Right.
So they came out through here, and then came around. You got the Arabian Sea,
Right.
and then came around Africa,
Africa.
around here. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So it wasn't through the Red Sea; it was through the Persian Gulf area from the Euphrates.
Okay.
Okay.
But around. Okay. But you so you saying around Africa? Well, they didn't go through this way.
No, they came up. They came around Africa, and then came up through South America.
Okay.
You know, understand? So when they came to South America, then they started migrating.
Right.
Okay. This was the 10 tribes now.
Well,
Right.
well, where's the 5 tribes come in?
No, it wasn't no 5. It wasn't 5. It was 10 tribes. 10 and a half tribes came through to the Americas. This is around 722 BC.
Right. Okay.
Okay. 3.5 tribes were left over there in Israel. Okay. Judah, Benjamin, half the tribe of Levi.
Okay.
Okay. We're still left over there. So that's why when 70 AD came, when we were destroyed, those 3 tribes were still over there. Those were the 3 tribes. Judah, the Jews, the real Jews,
Right.
so-called Negro.
Okay.
Benjamin, which are the West Indians, right, of today. And then you got half the tribe of Levi, which were the priests, the Levi, which are the Haitians today. All right. And so those 3 tribes were left over there. The 10.5 tribes, they're the ones that came through the Euphrates, Persian Gulf, and came around Africa and to the Americas, and then migrated right up to all the way up to Canada and Alaska.
Right.
Populated the whole
and
America.
populated and Mexico too. We populated all this area
Was it
way before Columbus. Now,
Well,
right?
yeah. See now there is something on. I was looking on YouTube. That's where I get 5 tribes, and when they was talking about the 5 tribes that were dropped off at the various locations. All in the Caribbeans and in the Americas. So, but you're saying it's 10.
Yeah, they had something wrong with.
Yeah.
I don't know what video that was, but they were mistaken on something.
Yeah.
So there was 3 that he just went over that
Right.
when we mentioned the Southern Kingdom. They stayed. That's where you get who was taken from the west coast of Africa.
Okay.
Right.
So in other words, let me see.
Well, see, remember, it took a year and a half.
Right.
So now, yeah, there might have been some of the tribes who might have got off and came into Africa, got off and migrated to Australia
Right.
because we understand the Aborigines of Australia is Israel. Understand?
Okay.
Some of these islands, the Aborigines, some of these islands is all Israel too.
Right.
Okay.
I believe that.
Understand? And but still, the trip, the main length of the trip was a year and a half when they got to South America, con. And then when they got off of here, then they migrated through time,
Right.
up
And
to
all the way up.
North America, all the way up to Canada, North America, Alaska, and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, finish that up.
All right.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So there's your year and a half trip. Go ahead.
And the same region is called Arzareth.
Uh-huh.
Then
Which
dwelt
means,
where never mankind dwelt.
Yeah.
there you go. That's what it means.
Never
The
what-
Bible calls the land Arzareth, the land never man dwelt.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Then dwelt there until the latter
So we're
time.
in the latter times, and we're still here. Now it's all 12 tribes. When we're reading Jeremiah, it says in the end that it says Judah and Israel, that's the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, were oppressed together. So that's how you have the Native Americans here that were then oppressed by the same people,
Okay.
and what they called as Africans who came on the slave ships here and still being oppressed today. That's both kingdoms, all the tribes are here in the Americas and still scattered, a remnant.
Right.
But the bulk of Israel is still here. That's
Right.
what we understand too.
Exactly.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Last days.
And now when they shall begin to come.
And so we can drop that and begin to come as we're coming back to the knowledge and being awakened in these last times.
Okay.
There you go.
So, all right. So we went into a lot, but now, so you guys basically you're not religious, you're not Christian.
No.
What are you?